What's up, friends? This is Jazz, finally bringing you another Pokemon Crimson Fury review. It is chapter 2, but chapter 3. So let's just put it this way. The first chapter was the prologue. The second chapter was actually chapter 1 where it's starting. And chapter 3 is chapter 2. So we finally meet a couple of our main protagonists we're gonna follow through the story. Ryan and Matthew Kingston, as I said, my pronunciation of things are awful. But they're two 12-year-old twins from Parlor Town, and just two of Michael Kingston's cousins, but the youngest of his cousins. Now, it's 5:30ish in the morning, and they're so excited because it's going to finally be the day to get their first Pokemon and go on their own journeys to, prove themselves, to find themselves. And of course, it's their big day. They cannot sleep. And Matt, being the more, how do I put it, ambitious of the two. And I'm not saying Ryan doesn't have ambitions too, but for him, he wants to be the strongest, have the strongest team. He doesn't want, Ryan, he wants to get the best Pokemon at the Julia's lab. So he just says, we have to go now, right? We have to get there, be there first. And Ryan is like, but Mom said we don't get out of bed until 7 o'clock. Not till 7. We have to stay in our room till 7, not out of bed, but stay in our room till 7. And of course, Matthew contends, how she says, she'd understand. How could she expect us to, on a day like this and everything? And so we honestly already see the difference in the twins. Ryan, actually being the older one, is, not that he is the older one, it's not the reason he is that way, but he is more rule-abiding in a way. He has more of the, mellow, calm mindset that way. He even says shortly in this chapter, remember what Michael says, it isn't just the strongest Pokemon that makes you a great trainer, right? Matt is all, we've got to get the best Pokemon, the best starting Pokemon, so we can, dominate. And that's just how he is. He wants to be the best. He wants to be the champion with Matt. Now, they both they're fraternal twins. They're not identical. So, Ryan looks more like his mother's side of the family, which isn't a Kingston by blood, right? He is more pluckier, as it's described. He's shorter, so he has the short end of the stick. Okay, I know. I know, not funny, I know. And, I'm short, too, so I can relate. But Matthew takes the Kingston genes in a lot of ways. He's really he's taller than Ryan, despite being the younger one. He's physically, more buff, or physically built. And, oh yes, another difference I forgot to tell you, one thing I forgot to tell you about Ryan is he has nice soft brown eyes, his mother's brown eyes, right? Matthew has the Kingston's gene with more royal blue color eyes. So there is a big difference between them. They both have, I think, similar color hair. Ryan's hair's Ryan's, I think they both have, I can't remember. I'm going to correct myself, but I know that they look different in a lot of ways. Right? So, they're supposed to stay in their room until about 7. What happens? Well, Matthew convinces Ryan, we have to go now. And they originally try to get their mother up, right? Matthew goes to try to turn the coffee on. And Ryan tries to wake his mother. It's time to get up. She's like, no, it's not. he said, I'm not getting up till I have that coffee brewing, right? So does Matthew get the I mean, that shouldn't be a problem, right? Because Matthew's going to start the coffee. Nope. For some reason, he did not get it started. He's just madly pushing buttons, like push, just randomly. And Ryan is like to Matt, well, Mom said she's not getting up until she hears that coffee. And then they wonder what they should do. Should they call their father, who is a gym leader in Charizard Town? I can't pronounce it, Charizard Town, and he's already prepared his gym, so he's not home. He said, should we call Dad? He's like, what could he do? He said, well, he could maybe help us get the coffee going. He said, and then Matt's like, geniusly, or he could tell us just to leave Mom alone, go by ourselves. Ryan eventually goes along with him. Despite all his better judgment, we should wait for Mom. We should just not bug her and go back to her. No, he lets Matthew just drag him out the door. So, is this going to end well? I don't know. But they go and we see everything in Parlor Town. We learn about the residents there. Two of their best friends, Holly and Tommy Kingsbury, who are their next door neighbors. Their best friend and mutual crush, Addison Tenton. Claude Jocks, the friend of James, an old colleague or friend of James who's a lawyer, amongst other people that I don't remember. Well, Piper, Julia's sister and the Queen of Arcadia. But everyone else I just thought I threw out the window. Of course, Michael and Julia live there in the ranch or the lab. So everyone else, they're just random town folk, right? So I don't really mention them. So they finally get to the lab, and Matthew's all cheering, we're the first ones there! Suddenly they hear a wrong, no you're not. Out comes Addison Tenton, coming out of a tent that she camped out in. The ones that she thought was still asleep, oh, we better not bother her. And they said, when did you get here? She's like, last night. What? Well, I bet you her parents are going to be pretty mad. Nope. Her father said, come out whenever you're ready. She's 12. Okay, I know she's close to being a teenager. They're all close to being a teenager, but, she's 12. Yes, I know, she's not like she completely, how do I put it? Okay, what am I saying? She's going to travel on her own, and I understand that, but she does not even have a Pokemon with her yet. What happens if some wild Pokemon decides, they want to see what's in her tent, or some other random weirdo? I'm sorry. I know in the Pokemon world, things are a little different. I mean, kids leave at the age of 12 in this universe anywhere where it's 10 in, the anime and some of the games, but that never made sense to me. How a world is safe for a child to travel. Oh, well, they have their Pokemon with them. I suppose a Charizard could rip apart some type of creep or weirdo, but and this isn't just in this universe, so I probably would have back up on my thoughts on that. But it's still, that never ever made sense to me. I mean, in reality, you gotta be 18, maybe 17 to leave the nest. Depends on when you go to college. And a parent has to raise you until then, or an adult caregiver. This universe, I guess it's fine. You're 12 years old and you're just going on your own. I mean, Ryan and Matt's mother wanted to go with them and waited until 7 o'clock. So, are Addie's parents even the slightest concern for her well-being? Last night? The other night? I could see them maybe letting her go herself. But out at night when it's dark. Well, you know what? My rant is over on that. Does this hard to kind of visualize now? Really, there isn't much more to this chapter. It's pretty much talking about Parlor Town and the residents in it, and just them being so excited about their journey. But then one thing I did remember, them talking about the possible starter Pokemon they're going to get. Now Matt says, I hope I get a strong Pokemon. They're like a Charizard. Really, Matt? Okay, yes, maybe he could get a Charmander. No. He would not get a Charizard as his starting. Especially not Charizard. As Addison geniusly puts it, you have to have a Pokemon you can handle. They would never give beginners something like a Charizard, because the obedience, like, it's hard to train Pokemon like Charizard to begin with inexperience. They would never give an inexperienced trainer something that powerful. And Addison says she hopes she gets a Pokemon that can help her become Queen of Arcania. That's her goal, not to travel and battle the gyms. Like an Eevee. And when she shows them what it is, Matt's like, you know, kind of like Ryan's like, oh, that's cute. Matt's like, kind of like, it's cute. To Matt, it's cute. So he wants a strong-looking Pokemon. And he says, yes, is it strong? He says, well, it depends on how you raise it. He says, like, both Michael and Julia started with an Eevee. So it's true. Eevee is a magnificent Pokemon. Like, despite how adorable it looks, it can evolve into 8 different forms. You never know, someday there might be more, but as of now, 8 different forms, and they all have their own pluses and negatives, right? Like, for me, my favorite is Umbreon, obviously. I mean, I've grown to appreciate Sylveon a bit too, but Umbreon, it is not because it's strong. I find it looks cool, and when it comes to bulk, like defenses, it's not bad. Like, and I don't know, for me, I know I could also say Espeon, because he has some of the same features where Friendship Evolution. We'll say I highly appreciate Friendship Evolution Pokemon. Maybe it's because you work so hard to get them and you bond with them, but I know both of them, Umbreon is my favorite. Like, he's one of those Pokemon people will look at saying, well, doesn't have much power, like physical or, you know, power, but he could Toxic Stall, for example, or confuse his enemies. He could be more of a, what do they call it, a trick in the bag. But he can be offensive if given the right moves too. But it's just, he's more on the stalling type of Pokemon. And I find that really neat. It goes to show you don't always need just brute power to push yourself through it. And so Eevee is an interesting Pokemon. I mean, even on its own, if trained right, I'm sure he could do something, but it's just, one thing it's emphasizing is the big difference between Addie and Ryan and Max. Like, Addison has to be extremely patient, because she slept there all night, and she still isn't, like, in the biggest hurry, right? She's fine until it opens, like the lab opens. And Ryan, well, has the mindset, don't always look at powerful Pokemon. That's not the only Pokemon that are good, right? He just wants to make, like, friends with his Pokemon and train them, like, to the best of their ability. Matt, I want the strongest Pokemon there. Like, and you would think, well, maybe that will lead him in a good direction, you know, a powerful direction. You never know. But sometimes, even I'm starting to learn that it isn't just the most powerful Pokemon. As long as you make the best of every Pokemon there, they'll work. I mean, I used a Sunkern in Pokemon Heart Gold, for crying out loud. And he held his own okay against Bruno's Pokemon. And even some of the others. Like, with and I don't even mean Sunflora, I mean Sunkern. So, it can happen. You just need to properly train it, right? And maybe over-level it for me, but you could train them, and even the only Pokemon I think wouldn't do so well, and maybe Magikarp would have his advantages, but almost any Pokemon can do their best when trained properly. Speaking of, I forgot to say one funny thing Matt said. He said, well, if we don't go there and get there first, we might get, like, a Magikarp or something. Wow. Yeah, so even they know that Magikarp is bad until it's level 30. Anyway, like, at least once he hits level 30, he gets Flail, which he has some type of fighting chance, in a way. But hey, Magikarp will eventually produce a Gyarados, Matt. You just need to properly train it. I mean, and from what it sounds, it looks like you'd be the type to train Pokemon to their to the extreme, so you would just need to have a good place to start with the Magikarp. Like, come on, guys. You always hate Magikarp so much, even though I sort of agree that it's not as good until level 30, if you don't evolve it, but so much hate on it. That was pretty much it for this chapter, guys. I'm sorry if it seems so short, but there wasn't a whole lot to note in this chapter. It was more just introducing the twins and Addie a little bit, and showing off, Parlor Town, which they're not gonna be as long, so. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this review, give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel, like what you see, please subscribe and help this channel a lot. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so you'll know when new videos are coming out. And I will see you guys in my next video.